What is up, everybody? Hope all is well. Listen, tonight we're going to have a great show. Got a lot of things to talk about, so make sure you are in your seat. Share the video. Please, please, please. You all, I don't have to tell you all to hit that like button or subscribe. I don't have to tell you all to hit that thumbs up video. Y'all know what to do. Anyways, let's go ahead and get this show started. See you in a minute.
Listen, everyone, before the show gets started, I want to first let you know that you can always support the show via Cash App, Zelle, PayPal. All financial contributions are greatly appreciated, and we really do thank you so much. Now sit back and let's enjoy.
What is up, everybody? Y'all see that content disclaimer there? Let's go ahead and get into it. Anyways, hopefully you all are having a wonderful day like I am. Hello, everybody. How you doing? Hey. Listen, tonight is really good. So I want to really show y'all some things tonight that are in Patreon, that's going in Patreon, all of this stuff, because I can't really, like I want to, make a lot of this stuff public because, again, it's sent to me. I'm sharing it with you all. So we're going to go through a few of these things on tonight. Okay, like I done told y'all, okay, we're going where the money resides. Yes, okay, all right. Hey, everybody, how you doing? What's going on? Let's see who's here tonight. Hey, Miss Yvette, Corey, Miss Sonia, Letitia, Prince, Tiffany, Miss Sheila. Hey, girl, what's happening? What's happening? Who else on here? Lady Prophetess, Deborah Jones, Ben, Amy, Antoine, Mama Scott, Benita. What's up, everybody? Hey, Latasha, Valerie, what's up, everybody? Listen, let's go and get into it. So, listen, there's so much stuff we got to cover on tonight. It is absolutely ridiculous. And I want y'all to know this right here. We're gonna break some things down. We're gonna break some things down on tonight. Y'all got that radio voice on here. I got that late night radio voice for you on tonight. Yes. How y'all doing, ladies? How y'all doing, gentlemen? What's going on? You in the late night group with the who? The king. All right. It is late night jams, late night moves, late night madness. Mad money is for to be exact. Let's go and get into it, okay? So first of all, let's cover this right here. As I said this morning on the show, one thing we do need to realize, and that is, it is a lot of stuff going on. It's a lot of stuff going on. Y'all talking about getting into let's start voting. We talking about let's vote. Let's vote for the bishop, and let's vote for this one and that one. Let's see what makes a great candidate, right? Let's see what makes a great candidate. What are each one of these people bringing to the table? Somebody said to me on today in my comments before I blocked them, because their block ministry is what? Scroll. Yeah, say it with me in the comments. Scroll. They tagged Bishop Porter and they tagged Bishop Daniels, and they said, Bishop Porter, who is this man? Who is this young man that's talking about our church? You know, at this point, I'm really realizing that people really want me to cuss them out. It was an older woman too. I was like, you know what, ma'am, I know you don't know me. let me introduce myself. Yes, I am the elder, the Right Reverend Elder King Jives, Demario Q Jives, to be exact. Ma'am, this is my church. Okay, this right here, this one. I don't think nobody told you, niece. They didn't tell you, niece, but this it right here. This it right here. This my church too. Like, you ain't got no monopoly on this, daughter. You ain't got no monopoly on this one, niece. This right over right here. Okay, right here. All up and through here. This the church, okay? Baby, she was like, oh, he's a troll. And when she said troll, I said, block. Baby, you don't call me no troll. Have you seen all this sexual goodness over here, baby? This is the last thing you need to call me as a troll. You can call me a fine troll. Fine as period. Okay, serious, girl. You tried it. I tried him and I know him. Found him to be a friend. I tried him and I know him. Yeah. Hey, Darius KC, what's going on? All right, y'all, let's go ahead and get into it. Okay. Listen, so as I told y'all, I said, listen, we're gonna have to go and get into it. Thank you, Miss Natasha. Thank you. Y'all being so sweet. Y'all giving cash up. Baby, it's offering time all throughout this live. Okay, just be a blessing. Come on here. Mama Scott, yes. You better tell them, niece. You better tell them. Let's roll this stuff on. Let's roll this beautiful bean footage, okay? I want to just take my time tonight. Can I take my time, ladies and gentlemen? Hey, ladies. I want to be your man. I want to be your man. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Daughter, can I slide this over? Can I slide this over? Oh, baby. Okay, yeah, right there. That's what I need. That's what I need. That's it. Okay. All right. So, first of all, let's get to this. Oh, wait a minute. Did it do it right? Oh, wait a minute. It ain't right. Niece? Wait a minute. Oh, there you go. Right there. That's how I wanted it. Right there. So, listen. I just want to make this. Oh, take that off the screen, please. I'm going to have to get on to my peoples. So y'all want to find this out, y'all have to go on over there to the little Patreon thing and go on so y'all can get on. Let's get into this because we're gonna dissect some things on today. Praise God. We're going to dissect some things. We're going to get some truths and some lies out the way on tonight, okay? So listen, first of all, they got Bishop Lyle's name up here. Baby, I believe they trying to, folks, somebody is trying to use Bishop Lyles as a scapegoat. Because I got some questions myself, okay? I got some questions myself. First of all, this was tried about 2 years ago with Bishop Daryl Hines. They said Bishop Daryl Hines was a hoe. They said Bishop Daryl Hines was out here sleeping around on his wife. Well, that was found to be a lie. It was a false. It was a fallacy. And it was out here. I said, now, wait a minute. The church owes Bishop Daryl Hines an apology. Unfortunately, Bishop Daryl Hines did not get that apology. Okay, now I want y'all to see something here. I didn't make this stuff up. Okay, baby, somebody is snitching. Baby, somebody is snitching in the church. Okay, they're snitching in the church. Babe, I need a sound. Okay, I need sound effects. Y'all look quiet on me on tonight. Let's see. Do y'all see these numbers? Baby, I ain't making this stuff up. Baby, I'm trying to tell you, I didn't make these numbers up. Like, y'all make this make sense. Y'all make this make sense. Baby, like, you got appointments, certificates, credentials, and licenses, $149,000 missing. Really, children? Saints, ain'ts, and friends? Y'all, really, we got all this going on up in the church? And I told y'all, like, baby, like, this is enough money. We could have built a wing, okay? We could have built a wing. Huh? Okay, wait a minute. We got sexual misconduct, training classes, money for that, $209,000. Missing manual appointments, certificates, and licenses, $17,000. Missing jurisdictional secretary registration. Oh, well, Mario, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Because, first of all, we need leadership that's going to hold people accountable and not throw people under the bus. Because we need to figure out, first of all, who has been exchanging money in the hands. We're not trying to get nobody in trouble. We need y'all to be more accountable than this foolishness right here. Who all is letting the money run through their hands before it get to Bishop Lyles? Because first of all, y'all not going to throw Bishop Lyles under the bus as if Bishop Lyles is taking the money straight from the saints, put it in his bucket, in his pocket, into his accounts, and put it into a Swiss account overseas somewhere. Y'all not gonna tell me that ain't nobody in the Treasury Department is searching this money. Y'all not gonna do that now. Y'all not gonna do this. Y'all not gonna, no, niece. Y'all not gonna do it tonight. Y'all not gonna do it tonight. Come on now, y'all not gonna do this tonight. Y'all not gonna do this. Now listen. This is where it get a little sketchy now. Like we looking at the bank accounts. We're looking at the bank accounts, okay? Now, they said ask Bishop Lyles. Again, I'm like, y'all can't ask Bishop Lyles. You got to ask more than Bishop Lyles. Huh? Y'all got to ask more than Bishop Lyles. Now, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Now, y'all charging $25 per credential receipts and licenses and there. Y'all really got something with this $25. Y'all, what's with the $25? What's with 25? Is it something significant with the 25? Huh? Is it something significant with the 25? I'm trying to figure out. If you got 38 completed 501c3 requests in the system, you got 2026 completed appointments. Hold on, I think okay, we waiting on Bishop to come. Wait a minute, let me text Bishop real quick because I want Bishop to get in on this. I need Bishop to get in on this. Okay, he said in a minute. All right, Bishop. Come on. While we waiting on Bishop, y'all go ahead and pass it off and play it around. Give. Giving in Jesus' name. Give. Giving in Jesus' name. Give, boom, giving in Jesus' name. And he will bless you just the same. Oh, yeah. All right, so listen. You got 6. Bishop said, What Bishop say? He said, just pulled up. Okay. 653 completed church certificates requests in the system. 1,468 completed credentials in the system. I know I'm up in there. I'm waiting for my certificates. Y'all done got me $25. Period. Okay. 1,773 completed license requests in the systems. 26,215 completed misconduct training in the system. Baby, there's a lot of money. There's a lot of money. Baby, there's a lot of money. Whoa, there's a lot of money, children. There's a lot of money. What in the world is going on? What is going on with the saints? What's going on with the saints, y'all? What's going on with the saints? I'm concerned and confused. But y'all telling me I'm messy, but this is going on behind the closed doors. Y'all, come on now. Y'all, really? So I got one even better. We have given all this into the church. I got one. Why y'all want to talk about, who is he to talk about? I'm trying to help you, niece. I'm trying to help you. What have you gained since you have been given all your money in the church? What have you gained? It is time to change. It is time that we stand up. It is time that we say we want the integrity back in the church. It is time that we have people that are above board and have integrity, that are in office, that sit in the seat, that sit in the right seats in the right place, so that we don't have to worry about foolishness like this going on. It makes no sense that you have people behind the scenes trying to cover up, so that don't nobody else get found out. Listen, you can't do this, right? You can't do this. You got to do right. You can't be preaching holiness. You can't be preaching holiness. And y'all out here swapping the money. I'm going to say that one more time, y'all back in the back. You can't be doing stuff like this and y'all out here swapping the money. Giles, did you just say? Yes, I did. You can't be out here and y'all out here swapping the money, okay? I said what I said. Okay, I said what I said, how I said. You can't be out here swapping the money, okay? Period, okay? All right. Maybe y'all got all these requests and carrying on. You see, they keep trying to say Bishop Lyles. Let me tell y'all something. Baby, who is over the Treasury Department? Can we ask that question? Can we ask that question? Who is over the Treasury Departments? Who is over the Treasury Department? I need to know who is over the Treasury Department. I know who's over the Treasury Department, but I'm asking y'all. Why are we blaming Bishop Lyles for this just because he's a secretary when we got men that are supposed to be qualified? I got a question for it. I got a question. Did y'all vet the people that's on the Treasury Board? Did y'all vet them? Did they go through the process? Did they go through the process of eliminations and carrying on? Or did they get it put in position because of their family? Okay. See, because there's a whole list of young peoples. It's a whole list of young peoples that need to be on this board that is skilled, trained, and well-equipped to do the job. But y'all want to keep it all up in the cliques. And y'all cliques don't want the church to go nowhere, but y'all want to keep being money changers. Didn't Jesus whoop y'all out the church before? Talking about homosexual spirits, you got sticky finger spirits. Did you just say that, John? Yes, I did. You got sticky finger spirits. Okay, look at who is this? Greater Faith Temple. Come on, y'all, share the video. You got Greater Faith Temple, Pastor Albert Adams, the District of Columbia. Y'all done paid for y'all certificates and carrying on. I hope y'all bishop is going to check on y'all from time to time. I hope y'all bishop is going to check on y'all. Y'all out here paying for certificates and carrying on. Okay. Pastor Lanier Atkins, Harvest Connection Church of God in Christ, California, Greater North 2nd. Pastor Ricky Alexander, God's First Ministry, Church of God in Christ, North Carolina 3rd. Pastor Tyrone Alexander. Are y'all related or something? Bethsaida Temple, Colorado. Pastor Darnell Allen, Bethany COGIC, Wisconsin First. Pastor Wilson Allen, Victory Through Faith, Pennsylvania Koinonia. Bishop. Oh, we got bishops on here. Bishop, y'all didn't pay for y'all certificates? Huh? I know you paid $12,000 to become a bishop. So I mean, like, really, come on, let's talk about this. Yeah, come on, let's talk about this now. Come on, let's talk about it. Okay. Now let's keep scrolling. Hold on, we got to get to some more stuff. Hold on, wait 1 second. Wait, look, do y'all see this list of people that have paid their monies into the church, and y'all still waiting to get y'all stuff? Wait a minute. Wait. Let's pause. Let's pause for the cause. Now where is my? Now y'all know I got a sign. Hold on, I got a sign for it. Just for the record, this is not allegedly or anything. These are actual documentations and things. I have a question, like legit question. Why are we paying for things and we have to wait months and months and months on end just to get the things that we have paid for? Or do we not have qualified people in the office? And please, those of you that are in the office, y'all don't even serve with a smile. Y'all got attitudes on the phone. Hi, good evening. No. I know you there for the check, daughter, but baby, this is the church. You need to serve with a smile. Do you need a Coke? Have a Coke and a smile, niece? You need to go have a Coke and a smile? Why you up in here serving in the church office and you ain't happy? You need to be happy when you answer the phone. Answer the phone with the joy of the Lord, because the joy of the Lord is your strength. Okay? The joy of the Lord is your strength. Okay? Period. Let's go ahead. Let's go around through this. I don't know where Bishop at, y'all. Listen, let's take a moment. Let's take a moment real quick. Because let's take a moment. Hey, what's up, everybody? Hope all is well with you. Listen, make sure you hit that notification thing down there. And also hit that bell, okay? Hit that bell so that you're never left out, you're never confused, you're never wondering as to what I posted, was I on, or are you guys lost, or what is King really doing, okay? Just make sure I hit that notification. And make sure you subscribe. I love you guys. Talk to you later. All right, and we back. Listen, so let's get on into some more. Let's roll on down here. And you all, this is a ARC system. The Church of God in Christ has a ARC system, and all of this the backlogs and carrying on, people giving their monies and carrying on. Did y'all not know that on the ARC system? They're on the no. Y'all said that the church needs to have a full audit. Well, they do an in-house full audit, which means that people are going to skip over stuff because their favorite person is probably in trouble. Oops, did I say that? Oops, did I say that? Their favorite person, what? Their favorite person, oops, their favorite person is probably doing some things that they don't need to be doing. So why do we keep these people on staff? Again, if we keep doing things like this, it taints your witness. Don't the Bible say, let your light so shine before men that men may see your good works and glorify the Father which is in heaven? These are not good works. This is not good works. Oh, Mario. No, daughter. No, daughter. No, daughter, you ain't gonna sit out here and tell me I'm making the church look bad. Let me tell you something. Do we have anybody who's running on the general board? Let everybody get off general board. You can keep Bishop Daniels. You can keep Bishop Daniels. I got a question mark with Bishop Sheard. Keep Bishop Hines. Keep Bishop Hines. You can throw Bishop Porter away. Throw him away. Throw him away. Throw him away. No. So you've been in Memphis all this time. What have you done? Oh, we about to run y'all down. Absolutely. We're gonna run y'all down. We're gonna run. Bishop Porter has been in Memphis all this time. Bishop Porter owns buildings in Memphis. What have y'all done? What have you done, Bishop Brandon Burdett Porter, in Memphis all this time? You are the Memphis bishop. What have you done all this time? Oh yeah, I forgot, y'all. I forgot. Bishop Porter. Bishop, you've been in Memphis all this time. What have you done in Memphis besides run your lips? Sir, what have you done in Memphis? You have bought a property and everything like that, but you have not set anything in place for the people of the Church of God in Christ. And you thought $1 million was going to do something. Sir, your house costs $1 million. What is $1 million going to do for the people of the Church of God in Christ? Huh? What is the people go? What is what? Mara said Bishop Porter's doing a lot for the city of Memphis. I know that for myself. Well, baby, what is he doing, niece? What is he doing, Mara? Mara B, what is Bishop Porter doing? I want to know. Because we got a Lula May building, we got the administrative building, that's all we got. I got information on North Carolina 3rd. I do. I know his house in Collierville, daughter. I know. But again, what has he done? Answer me that question. Period. We got a question to answer right now. What has Bishop Porter done in the city of Memphis for the Church of God in Christ? Run me that. I'm waiting. I tried him in the north, found him to be a friend. Come on, run it to me, baby. Run it to me. What has he done? Give me one thing. Matter of fact, 2 things. And I'm gonna hope you. I ain't gonna help you. I'm gonna hope you. Give me something that Bishop Porter's done in the city of Memphis. Okay, it's taking you too long, niece. Okay, you ain't got nothing. He ain't done nothing. Don't lie, Moses. Y'all make that make sense? Didn't I already discuss this? Morby said, well, recently he's got us over $1 million from the city of Memphis for COGIC to bring the convocation back to Memphis. Okay. So let's do this, Mora. Let's do this. Baby Bishop has been had that $1 million. Let me run some down to you, daughter. Let me run some down to you. Baby, what is $1 million compared to a convention that the expenses are well over allegedly $10 million? What is $1 million going to do when every time that we go to convocation, they have the same numbers over and over again? Last year it was 12. The next year it's about 11. So we raising the same amount of money and we got 6, 8, 9, 12 million people in the church. Huh? Y'all make that make sense. Baby, something ain't adding up. I'm going where the money reside, where the money reside. Yeah, baby. No, $1 million for 3 years, for the next 3 years, baby, that's no money. That's no money. That's no money. And not only is $1 million nothing, but $1 million does not compare to the money that's going to be placed back into the city. $1 million does not compare to the millions with an S that's going to be placed back into the city. So the city is giving the church $1 million, but we're giving them millions with an S. All right. And we're going. So then my question is, how much money is Bishop Porter getting? Huh? Okay. How much money is Bishop Porter getting on the back end? How much kickback is Bishop Porter getting? And has an agreement with the city to build more hotels to okay, so let's do this. The money that's missing, is that going towards the money that we're going to be building some hotels? Because I got something for you right here, because I'm so glad that you in these comments. I'm so glad for you. We have had Memphis, we have had St. Memphis for 13 years in St. Louis, right? We've had St. Memphis in St. Louis for like 13, well, no, about 10 years. So you mean to tell me in 10 years that Bishop Porter has not, you mean to tell me that Bishop Porter has not even attempted to establish any more hotels, a convention center, or any of this stuff in the city of Memphis? Baby, we could have went to we could have went out there on Rains Road. We could have went out there in Frazier and built a convention center. It's enough room and land all out there that we could have built some things, okay? Like in 10 years, you have not done anything. So, Maura B, whoever you are, you probably Bishop Porter, one of his cronies or whatever. Here's my thing, daughter. At the end of the day, you've had 10 years. You've had 10 years to build up a resume, a repertoire, a conundrum of things to say, hey, I've made myself worthy. Look at what I've done in the city of Memphis. Not just that I'm the Memphis bishop, but look at what I've done. I have taken the time while St. Memphis has been gone, while the convocation has not been in the city of Memphis. I have taken my time and made COGIC a staple in this city, not just for Mason Temple, not just for the Lula May building or anything, but baby, we got homes here in the name of the Church of God in Christ, so that sometime when the saints come in, the saints will have a place to stay. Okay, baby, we didn't build 17 hotels here, and we putting the saints to work, and we got accountable people working in those positions to make sure that these buildings are ran up to par and they're up to code, up to standard, because the Church of God in Christ's name is attached to these buildings. And we want to make sure that when people come, not just the saints of the Church of God in Christ, but when the saints come to the city of Memphis, that they feel loved and they feel welcome and all of those things. We have not built any of those things. And Memphis, Tennessee is our home. Memphis, Tennessee is our home, but we have not done any of those things. We're the biggest black denomination, but we are the ones that's around here looking like a joke. We are the biggest denomination, but we're operating like a storefront. That is not okay. All right. So, hold on. Bishop!
What's going on?
Bishop, I'm so glad you on. Did you see what Myra said, Maura, whatever her name is?
I did not, sir. Unfortunately, I've been driving, so I literally just got in. What happened? What I missed? What's going on? You talking good, but I don't know what I missed yet.
So we got somebody in the comments that's boasting about some things that Bishop Porter is supposedly done in the city of Memphis.
Okay. All right.
And
did he do them?
huh?
Did he do them?
Well, I ain't heard nothing about him.
Okay. What are they boasting about?
She
what is
said she
transpired?
was she said, well, we already know. Bishop Porter said he got Church of God in Christ $1 million.
Okay.
Well, that's for 3 years. But $1 million for the next 3 years for the Church of God in Christ. I said $1 million. That doesn't compare to the millions that we're going to spend while we in Memphis, Tennessee.
Right. Most conventions, when they come to a city, if they're major, there are tax abatements and all kinds of other things that happen where really the money is never really real. It's just discounted here or not taxed there or something to that effect. I'm sure what she's saying is, I'm sure what she's trying to say is that Bishop Porter has done something in the city. I do know one of the things he did have, and I know health is a real soft spot for you, Jives. And people who don't know that, they don't know you, but I know people's health is very important. I do know that he provided his campus for the COVID-19 vaccination drive that the city was doing. He did offer up his church to be one of those locations, and
And that's good. That's really good.
I believe they had like 1,000 or 1,100 people go through and get shots or something like that. But what you're talking about and what she's talking about ain't the same thing.
No.
That's just the bottom line too. He has been a good local pastor. What you're talking about is how has he benefited the national church as a whole, as a general board member, and whoever. Again, full disclosure, you were a member there. I've got family members who are there and who are close in working leadership. Bashing ain't really, whatever she may feel. So I don't know, Josh, why people think when you tell the truth that you got to be bashing somebody.
I don't understand it either, Bishop.
You can be telling the truth and not bashing at the same time. I was on the phone with someone earlier who felt like I had a personal issue with Bishop Blake. Reality is the Blake family and my family have been very close for over 40 years. I'm talking about close, but I choose not to divulge all of those relationships just because I don't think it's necessary. But for someone to assume that just because you criticize or call out truth or call out facts, that you somehow have to be attacking somebody is just nonsense. To ask questions about money is a good question to ask. That's what you're supposed to do.
But Bishop, these people are those saints. These people are one of those saints that, you want to see the good, but it's okay to see the good, but you got to look at the totality of everything.
Watch and pray.
Watch and pray. That's what God gives you eyeballs and ears.
You see what I'm saying? It's okay to be holy and to be visual at the same time. There's nothing wrong with those two things. You and I were in a conversation with some people at a point to where one of the people that we were in a conversation with literally said to me right before you came into the conversation, said to me, I know what the Constitution says, but I support Bishop Blake. Yeah, he was wrong, but I support him. That's where we have a problem at. It's when we are so, and I said to him, when you're so into a person that you're willing to give up your rights and your responsibilities, you have missed the ball. Absolutely. That's why I have a problem as we get ready for this vote. With anybody who supported what has happened in the past 3 weeks. This process, flawed as it may be, should have never been paused outside of the necessity to make sure that nothing wrong was happening. That's it. You know, it's
Gail said it's offering time.
it
Deaconess
is.
Gail said it's offering time.
But I mean, but I mean, real talk, man. It's like I've been shocked. Okay, since we last talked, I go into my ARC account. Now, anybody who's not COGIC doesn't know what that means, right? I Demario, I go into my ARC account tonight.
Come on.
Somewhere I was just at last week.
Mm-hmm.
I had a notification that said, please see your jurisdictional secretary.
For
access to my account. Tonight. Uh-huh.
I want to show you something, Bishop. I want to show you something. Now, these people, we got a total of 2,010 people who have paid $25.
Correct.
For credentials.
Okay.
It said that there's $50,000 missing.
Wow.
And then, wait a minute. You got elders and ministers and pastors and jurisdictional assistants and things and representatives, all these titles. I mean, like 2,000 of them. Y'all done paid y'all money. Did y'all go through any classes, any training? Now, Bishop, I want you to explain the ARC system. Explain the ARC system.
So what happened in, oh God, I gotta say it had to be maybe 2000, somewhere between 2010 and 2012. I'm not sure right offhand what the exact year was. So all of a sudden we had this big thing about, there was a lot of sex scandals happening in the Catholic Church.
Right.
Okay. And so Bishop Blake came one year and he said to us that they were going to have to get right or get out, and made a big speech and everybody cheered and we thought it was great. So what he did was he created this system that was the ICAS system, where everyone who was a credential holder in the Church of God in Christ had to now be registered through this system. And where historically you got your credentials through your jurisdiction, now everything had to go through the General Secretary's office. The reason that it had to go through the General Secretary's office was because he implemented this training for sexual harassment and sexual assault and all this training on how to operate without violating these laws.
Mm-hmm.
And the only way that you could get the online training was that you had to be a part of the system. And so the system became a national registration for all of the credential holders. Just a quick side note to that. Here's the stupidity of the national church. You created a national system, but credential reports are still paid in the local office. Doesn't make any sense. And they do that to maintain control.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you have to give your report to a secretary, then the secretaries and the jurisdictional bishops still control who gets put on what's called an F1, which determines whether or not you maintain your credentials, which is your license with your picture on it and all of that good stuff. So they control whether or not you maintain your credentials by whether or not you can give them the money to pay for your credential report.
Right.
Although it goes to the national church and not the jurisdiction. which is stupid to me because every other national religious organization, you pay your report directly to the organization, and it is credited to your jurisdiction or to your diocese or whatever word they use. But that's what the ARC system basically is. It's an online registration for credential holders in the Church of God in Christ, where you get access to um, any information that comes through. It's how they communicate with you, and it's supposed to be how you do your online training or anything that you have to pay the national church for, such as urban initiative training or any of that sort of thing. You can pay that directly through that system. Everything but your credential report, which is stupid, which is why the national church, why you want to know why there's $50,000 missing? I just gave you the answer.
We got 16,000 right here that's missing.
Just gave you the answer.
Wait a minute, I got some more for you, bitch. We got 16,000. Let me keep scrolling through all these names.
Now I can say for a fact that this does indeed happen, and here is how I know it happens.
13.
There was I'm not going to tell you what jurisdiction, but there was a jurisdiction that reached out to me. Some people in the jurisdiction who had reached out to me a couple of years ago. Turns out that all of their credential holders, most of them who had paid their credential reports, never received their credential. They never received their card. Ask me why, Jobs.
Why?
Well, the jurisdictional bishop never turned in the money on their behalf. The money was spent, but it was never spent on those credential reports from those people in that jurisdiction.
It was spent.
It was spent.
Oh.
Again, to the national church, who we know listens when you talk, when I talk, they listen, right?
They listen.
The reality of it is, and again, this, I don't know why people think it's always about tearing down the church. This is about building the church up. If the church wants to be smart, instead of Thurston playing around with elections, we need a chairman who will spend time getting us in order to say, wait a minute, in 2021, we don't need national credential reports paid through jurisdictions anymore. We're pay your national credential report right here through this system every single year. Here's how much it is. Not only would you end up getting more revenue from credential reports, but you could set it up to where a person could pay their credential report by a monthly withdrawal from their account or annually or biannually, which means that you would always get the credential report in the national church. And you would never have an issue where you're showing, once again, thousands and tens of thousands of dollars missing in multiple areas because what happened to the money? You don't have to worry about what happened to the money if you have fiduciary responsibility that makes sense. That's the problem.
I got one, Bishop. Now, out of everybody that we have heard from that has been a candidate for the general board, that has been running for anything in particular, has anybody talked about accountability?
In what area?
Like just being accountable. Like accountable to the money, accountable to the saints, accountable to their fellow bishops, accountable to the saint, to the saints who they supposed to be serving.
Well, here's the problem. Accountability, again, Jives, when you function outside of the Constitution, accountability goes away. Because what the Constitution requires, the order that it requires, is that if you're on the general board, you're subject to the General Assembly. If you are the presiding bishop, you're subject to the General Board and subject to the General Assembly. When you have leaders who think that they are above, the General Assembly are the people, they're us who represent. When you have people who believe that they are above the order of the church because they're quote unquote leaders versus representatives, what our Constitution gives us are representatives. The General Board, the wording of the Constitution says represents the General Assembly in the absence of the General Assembly. The presiding bishop represents in the absence of the General Board, in the absence of the General Assembly in session. So when you forget that you represent something and start to believe that you really lead it, then you're going to always have disorder and you're going to have no accountability, because who am I accountable to if I'm the leader? Who is Kim Jong-un accountable to? He's a dictator. He don't answer to nobody. He is the answer. Everything he says is what it is. So he doesn't answer to anybody. If people didn't notice when the Church of God in Christ website for the first time had the presiding bishop's picture on it, they missed that. They missed the important. You got those people, John, that will say that's small. It's not small, because prior to that, when you went to our site, you saw the seal of the Church of God in Christ, because it's always the church first. And when you don't have leaders who recognize that they represent the church first, then they'll start to believe their own hype that they are in charge versus that they serve. And that's when you get all of these other foolish things that happen, where you get chairman and president and all these people start fighting, and it's all about power that really doesn't exist. The only power is in the General Assembly. Whatever power we're willing to give up is what power they take. John Maxwell says it quite succinctly: in the absence of leadership, leadership rises. So the minute that I'm willing to give up my ability to lead, to follow you, then you're in charge. And that's what we got going on.
Well, let me roll on through this because this got folks parishioners.
So have we found out exactly how much is missing?
According to this list, almost $500,000. Well, I know it's on this list, here, but see, here's the numbers. They got Bishop Lyle's name up there. It's hard for me to just throw this all on Bishop Lyle's.
Well, see, so this is what happens. So this is the ARC system that we're talking about. And so for everything that you see there, okay, this is money. When you do the sexual misconduct training, it costs you something. When you do, when you get certificates or licenses, anytime that they print something out, it costs you something. Jurisdictional secretary registration, that's the registration that jurisdictional secretaries must pay. I was a jurisdictional secretary, so I can tell you what that is. Appointments, certificates, credentials, licenses, those are all the credential reports. So what this is saying is that there's nearly $150,000 in credential report money missing. That means there are people who are saying, I paid it, but you can't find it. Missing sexual misconduct training, that could be money that was paid, or that could be people who did training that never paid the money. It could be either one of those things when it comes to that training. The appointment certificates and licenses, again, That's going to be pretty much the exact same thing as the credential reports. It's going to be somebody saying, hey, I paid it, but it never came in, or I never got my license, or whatever the case may be. The jurisdictional secretary money, that's going to be money that hasn't been paid, that's owed. So when they talk about unauthorized deleted church transfers, constitutionally, once a year, any church in the Constitution, in the Church of God in Christ, has the ability, per the Constitution, to transfer jurisdictions without cause. You don't have to have a reason to do it, you just have to do it. What happens, though, is there's a process that's supposed to take place. So letters go out, they go to the national church, they go to the bishop that you're leaving, they go to the bishop that you're going to. There's supposed to be a vote that takes place, and that bishop that you're leaving can or can't show up. He can either choose to come or not come to that vote that takes place. For the members who are there, the majority of the members say, yes, we want to go. That's how a church is transferred. Pastors can't transfer churches. Members must vote for a church to be transferred. And so what happens is you have churches who say, we're not in your jurisdiction no more. And bishops who say, oh, yes, you are. And then a fight ensues.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you see this unauthorized or deleted church transfers, because either it wasn't done properly, or the bishop is claiming it wasn't done properly, or it wasn't authorized. Now, that word authorized is the wrong word, because no one authorizes it. It's just a process. So you don't need authorization to do a transfer. What you need is a process to do a transfer. And any church who's looking to transfer can always reach out to me. I can tell you exactly what the process is. But it's a constitutional process that can't be fought by anybody. Can't be fought by the bishop that you're under. It can't be fought by whoever you want to go to. Now, you can have a bishop who says, no, I won't accept that church. But here's where you end up with lawsuits, John, is because you have churches who have pastors who have passed away, or pastors who have resigned, or for whatever reason they're no longer the pastor. Then the church doesn't like what the bishop does. He's going to put in somebody else. He's going to make Demario Giles the pastor. They don't want that, and they say, we're not listening to you. Bad communication, in my field, we call it litigation, because that's the quickest way to end up in court. Because what happens in our church is the only person that can initiate a transfer is a pastor. And the only people that can do a transfer is the church, the people. So the pastor initiates it. So what ends up happening is when that pastor dies, they did a resolution, not an amendment to the Constitution. So I don't even think it's constitutional. But anyway, this is what they're doing. They did a resolution which basically took, churches used to fall to the superintendent when a pastor died. They filed a resolution and passed that resolution to where now these churches go to the bishops. Okay. And so if the churches have money, the bishops generally don't like to give the churches up. So the bishop becomes the pastor. Well, how can you transfer your church if the bishop is the pastor? Because the bishop ain't gonna transfer from himself.
Wait a minute now, ain't that something that Moses Tyson was talking about? That happened down there in Texas?
Yes, that happened at Williams Temple. But here's the thing, and it also happened in California. I mean, it happens everywhere, because the churches now fall to the bishops. And this is what people have to understand. The General Assembly delegates, that word delegates means that they represent you in your jurisdiction. They are delegates. When Donald Trump wins an election, they send Republican delegates to then actually elect him, right? So that's what a delegate does. They work on behalf of the people they represent. So because your delegates voted for this resolution, the power went to the bishops. So now the churches fall to the bishops, and the bishops just never transfer the churches. And that's where you end up with a fight, because the church says, well, you can't control us. You didn't put anything on it. You didn't put a dime in on this church. How are you going to tell us what to do? And that becomes the fight. So when you're looking at that list and it talks about unauthorized transfers and all of that kind of stuff, That's literally what they're talking about is where a church thought that they would transfer and they didn't for whatever reason. When you talk about, I'm not sure what the secret bank accounts are. Now again, you just that top one, unauthorized ARC record manipulation. I just told you I just experienced that. That I literally just experienced that, so I know it's the truth because that means that there is somebody that is somewhere in a jurisdiction that I'm not going to name who has stopped my access to my own ARC account, which means that I'm not able to log into the vote or the election on Saturday. I'm not able to access any of my records. I'm not able to access anything else.
I'm gonna say, bitch, I had an ARC account.
You have
I had to do sexual misconduct and I had to do all that stuff. I can't even log in no more. I'm like, did I not register? Did y'all delete me?
That's the only message that you will get. Contact the jurisdictional secretary. So that's what that unauthorized ARC record manipulation. You actually cannot do that. That's a legal issue. When you have somebody's personal information, you can't just decide what you're going to do with it or whether or not you're going to give them access without notification. That's a requirement by law. You can't just do what you want. That's why when Facebook wants to make a change, they have to notify you that we're going to make a security change or we're going to do this or we're going to start sharing your information with someone else, and you have to authorize them to do that. Now they can say to you, if you don't authorize us to share your information, DeMario, you're not going to have access to Facebook. But you still have to make the choice whether or not that's okay with you. And that's why what they're doing there with that account, that should never be able to be done from that level. Name changes. I know that to be true too. Ask me how I know. Because when I went to log in tonight, it showed up and said Elder Joseph Jordan. I don't even know who that is. That's what it said. So these are real things. Real things happening. Removes jurisdictional secretaries from the ARC. That's a true statement too. And now when they're talking that, they're talking about Bishop Lyles.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know that to be true because it happened to me. I was moved from jurisdictional secretary to assistant jurisdictional secretary, didn't even know until I got a call because I'll just say I know people in the jurisdiction, in the general secretary's office who called me and said, did you know such and such, such and such? I said, what are you talking about? So then I called the bishop and said, I just got this call. What's happening? And he says to me, well, I needed somebody who was closer to me and that. So my assistant became secretary and I became assistant. That happens. So that's a true statement as well. Him bragging about no one else running for general secretary, I can believe that. I can believe that. I don't know anybody who's run for general secretary in years. I don't know anybody. Has anybody run?
I wanna interject real quick, Bishop.
Yes, sir.
And where is it?
Is the troll on the line? Is that what's happening?
No. It ain't no troll.
Okay.
So I have taken the opportunity to listen.
Oh yeah.
Against my will. But I've taken the opportunity to listen to candidates speak, talk, say what they gonna do, and still ain't proved nothing. To get emotional, speaking in tongues, to make the people get excited about their presence. And I'm like, right now, this has nothing to do with emotionalizing me.
Mm-hmm.
This is business. This is a business meeting. I don't need you. Hey, shut that up. We not here for that. We here to talk business.
In business, men be men. That's what the Bible
In business, be men. We not here. I'm not here to jive you. No pun intended. No pun intended.
Yeah.
I'm not here to jive you. I am here to conduct some business. With Shana about a hot, lead it out the door. We not here to have no whoosh. Hey, shut that up. We here to do business. And I'm looking at all these candidates, and I kept saying, who is bringing something to the table? Now we gonna talk on this, Bishop, and
Yes,
we're gonna end on this. Let me
Yes,
go and
sir.
take this off. Well,
Yes,
I'm gonna leave this up here because I need the people to just really understand this. This is not the totality of the money. This is only a portion.
No.
This is not all of the shady business, the misconduct. We got lawsuits in this church, ridiculous lawsuits. So I've taken the opportunity to listen to these people, and I keep asking, what are you going to do for the people as a whole?
Right.
I watched Bishop Porter. What are you going to do for the people as a whole? The people are tired of just giving their money. Now, what are you going to give back to them?
Right. Right.
I've listened to Bishop Porter. I've listened to Lydell Thomas. I need Sam. Where is Sam?
You know he ain't coming on. He is not coming on.
Yeah.
He is not coming on. Now, he gonna call after this is over, but he ain't coming on.
I have listened to Houston. I've listened to Bishop Daniels. I even heard Bishop Darrell Hines and all of these other people.
Did he say something finally?
Who there? Yeah, there is there's an election video out.
Really? Hey, wow, that's been in secret hiding somewhere.
Yeah.
The Women's Protection Program.
And out of everybody, Bishop, the only person that made sense, and I want y'all to get this out your mind. Forget the fact that I even said that I would recommend Bishop Daniels. Out of everybody who has campaigned, the only person that made sense to me was Bishop Sedgwick Daniels.
Right.
Bishop Daniels laid out a plan of accountability, making sure that there are the right people in particular offices so that we can get the job done, making sure that we are connected with colleges in different areas so that we can eventually get our own college, making sure that, that we are putting things in place so that COGIC really, its name means something.
Jives, and I want you to continue, but here's the problem. Maybe 4 years ago, in my local church, we made a bid on a college in Fort Worth, on a small university in Fort Worth. Might have been $2 million. Somebody beat us out on the bid, but getting a college is not very hard. I get offers in my email on a daily because I made a bid on one. Now I get solicited all the time for universities all across the country. Hey, this one is coming up. Hey, this one is being offered up. Accredited universities that are for sale. So getting a college is not hard. Buying a hospital is not hard. Setting up an online high school is not hard, or none of these things are difficult to do.
I mean, Bishop, there are abandoned schools in Memphis all over the place.
Memphis, Pontiac, Michigan, Detroit got 100 of them. Just go buy one. They don't even cost you $10,000. Go buy high school tomorrow. Here's what I don't understand, Jive. Here's what I really don't understand. They brag about a $10 million budget. They also brag about 7 million members.
12.
So that's about $1.50 a member on average. Okay. I'm personally confused when the presider has a $60 million budget in his local church, and your national church has a $10 million budget. I'm shocked. I was watching Bishop Porter the other day, to whomever is on that's talking about the goodness of Bishop Porter. He's done some great things. I think it's a good thing. But when he's online and he's talking about the multiple millions of dollars per year that the ministry of GCT produces, but your national budget is $10 million. And you've been on the board now twice, right? So you've been here a little while. Is there not something wrong?
There's something wrong when y'all sitting on that board.
Can
y'all ain't
tell
doing
me
nothing.
The last time the Church of God in Christ International Music Department recorded an album of any significance? Can you tell me why the Church of God in Christ doesn't have a Word Network, Impact Network, any network broadcast on a regular basis for the church?
I'll tell you this. To add to piggyback what you're saying, the reason why we have not recorded anything is because the people have gotten tired of the same old music. Now, okay, let me just say this because I know a lot of folks gonna say, Jives, you just don't like Judy.
Jives, you just don't like.
Okay, so I'm gonna give Judy. I know you watching. Hey, Deez, how you doing? Okay, I'm gonna give Judy McAllister the benefit of the doubt. A lot of people have gotten tired of the same old music. Some people just take me back to church.
Just go back to church.
Take me back to. Let us go back to church. Take me back to church, Judy. Like that one Sunday we was there for a fish day and Patrick was up there directing and got caught up, and then we all got caught up. We weren't listening to no anthem. We was there singing to the power of God. Hey,
to the power of God.
Glory to God.
And I think the track went out. They had to play for real.
Yes,
we went on in. I remember that Sunday service. It was for the finally. Somebody was like, "Finally, this sounds like Church God of Christ."
This sounds like Church God of Christ to me.
But how long has it been? How long has it been since we found it? And don't get me wrong. I actually do like Judy McAllister. I think I like some, but Judy is like any other artist. I'm gonna like some stuff you do, and some stuff I'm just not gonna like. And that's all well and good. The problem is there is a COGIC sound.
Yes.
And that sound has not been heard.
We ain't heard a COGIC sound in a long time.
To be quite honest, since Matty Moss, we have not heard the COGIC sound. It's just.
Iris Stevenson was good.
But that wasn't COGIC sound either.
That wasn't COGIC sound?
I don't believe it was. Iris is classically trained, and she knows exactly what to do. Mm-hmm. But her and Bishop Patterson were kind of more into some more like classical type things. Then we ended up with a symphony, remember, and
Bishop Patterson.
Yeah, we had all of these other things, and so she could really do those anthems and things of that nature. But that COGIC hand clapping, foot stomping, wear your wig out, slip falling down because
tambourine
ran it. Yeah, that whole sound. It's been a minute since we had that sound on a consistent basis. That we have somehow gotten into doing popular music and not COGIC music, which are two totally different things. Because COGIC convocations would introduce you to some stuff you ain't never heard, but it was not ever what was being played on the radio.
right.
You went took those songs home and taught them to your choir, and we sung them in COGIC in churches across the country. We would take what we got from UNAC or AIM and take it back to our churches. That was how we got stuff. So
1 second, Bishop. I gotta do a commercial.
Okay, yes, sir.
Listen, everyone, before the show gets started, I want to first let you know that you can always support the show via Cash App, Zelle, PayPal. All financial contributions are greatly appreciated, and we really do thank you so much. Now sit back and let's enjoy.
You got to show me that. You know what? I'm just gonna say you got to show me that. You know what? Look, I feel like I'm in the 19th century dark ages somewhere. You got to show me that. But anyway, that's off the subject. Anyway, I'm sorry. Go right ahead. You were saying. I'm sorry.
So Bishop, this is the thing. I really want people to understand because again, I look at a lot of leadership like I want to see Bishop Daryl Hines on the board doing more and really educating, because Daryl Hines is an educated man who has done a lot in his ministry and his jurisdiction. He's not living off his people. Now you tell me if I'm wrong right now.
Can I contradict you in only one area?
Okay, come on, Bishop.
In only one area. I need Bishop Hines to be quiet for like a whole nother year. I just need him to be quiet.
Why?
I like Bishop Daryl Hines. I really do. I had an opportunity to meet him at Azusa one year. A friend of mine, Wallace McNary, went to go play for Carlton Pearson. He was Carlton Pearson's organist. And Wallace and I are very, very good friends. And he's one of my musical mentors. And so I went that year. Daryl Hines was there. I like Daryl Hines personally. Sir, when you get caught up in a scandal, I don't care if you did it or you didn't do it. You get caught up in a scandal and you got to deal with some things and, you know, some no. I need you to be quiet for at least 1 year. I don't care. I know you're going to hear. Listen, just be quiet listen. I needed OJ to stop talking for like 5 years. Once, you know, OJ, I don't care if you did it or you didn't do it. Just be quiet for 5 years.
But Bishop, he didn't do it. The general board wanted him to take the fall for Bishop Gaylord down here in Florida. Bishop Gaylord was sleeping with that woman.
Again, all
I mean, we're gonna agree to disagree.
We're gonna agree to disagree to the facts and not stipulate the truthfulness of the statements. All I was saying, when you're on the general board, let me say it like this: you got on the general board. You was in your first term on the general board, and the question is, was it you or Bishop Gaylord? That's a problem all by itself, Giles. That's a problem. Because you weren't smart enough to stay out of that kind of situation, and you at the highest level of the church. So to me, it doesn't matter if it's Bishop this person or Bishop that person. The fact that your name was in the mix with somebody else, and it went all the way to the highest level in the church.
Well, then let's go ahead and go touch on this right here, Bishop. You got a bishop on the general board who has a little baby.
That's the claim. But here's the problem. That has never made it to the highest levels of discipline within the church.
Because
So it
ain't
has
nobody gonna
never
say nothing, Bishop. Ain't nobody gonna say nothing.
if they don't say nothing, listen, man. Here's what I'm trying to say to you. Can we just be real? It's just
Come
us.
on, come
Ain't
on.
nobody watching, just you and me talking. Listen, what I'm saying though is, man, it's like anything. It ain't how you do dirt. It's how sloppy you are when you in the dirt. Okay? At certain levels, man, is Bill Clinton could have got away with it if it wasn't for the blue dress.
Mm.
It was his sloppiness that got him caught up.
Bishop, out of all the bishops that are on the general board, how many like again, I'm just gonna say this, like, do Bishop Daniels got scandals?
No, never heard him. I've heard allegations about his personal, preferences and whatever, but I've never heard anybody claim to know that for any fact at all. Zero.
Now, I want to put a pin right here and just drive this one home real quick. Now, I just want to say something, just because we head into elections. Okay, we head into elections.
Yes, sir. Saturday.
Now, I don't know if y'all know who Lisa Law is, but Lisa Law was involved with the failure of the system. The system failed because they didn't have enough servers or program capacity. So they ended up having to go like to Best Buy and go get some stuff. They didn't have the. Okay, I'm gonna keep on. It is a pledge that Bishop Thurston received a quad pro. What's the word? From Alexandra Enterprise. That's why he was so determined to use them. So apparently Bishop Thurston got some coins. Now I'm gonna say something, and I know Bishop gonna say something to me. That's fine. But apparently Bishop Sheard, J. Drew Sheard, is feeding Earl Carter information through his brother Marcus. Marcus down in Texas. Y'all a bunch of Drew fans, and y'all want Drew on there so bad. Let me tell y'all something. Let me finish reading this. I'm gonna go on this Drew thing in a minute. When you look at Bishop Daniels, and his ministry, and you look at Drew Sheard's ministry, it is no more than a storefront in a big building. Does the church want to give control to Bishop Sheard's father, who is the chairman of the board of bishops, and him as the presiding bishop? Do y'all want this thing to be a Sheard Clark church? What do y'all want? You gonna cover your face, Bishop. It's okay.
I'm with you. I'm right here.
Sylvia Law's daughter was still in votes to win for Bishop Sheard and her mama.
Allegedly.
Now, I'm going to say this. Bishop Sheard is also friends with, what's that man? Alexander Enterprise, who is also friends with Bishop Lyles, who is also friends with Bishop Thurston. Now, excuse me, y'all around here lying, talking about it was a cyber attack. Y'all didn't call the police. Bishop Thurston lied to Bishop Blake.
Can I say something real quick? I just want to interject one area right here, because you're in a real good place. This is what happens when you have no bid contracts in a large organization. Why the bidding for this was not opened up last year, and why those companies did not have to make a presentation to the General Assembly and then be voted on as to who would be the company.
I wish I could zoom in. Can I zoom in?
I don't know why that doesn't happen. I'm not real sure.
I want to zoom in on something.
Because the same thing happened in Memphis with the construction. I just don't understand that at all.
I want to zoom in on this number right here. Y'all mean to tell me we got $398,000 missing and we couldn't buy a good server? We don't have, and this is what I mean when I say running this church like a storefront church, not just them shears, but running this national church like a storefront church.
Well, I think, DeMario, I think they prepared for the number of delegates that normally show up at a convocation, which is about 4,000 versus nearly 8,000. You know,
Bishop,
you don't think so?
And you've been in this church longer than I have. I'm 84. You what? 67.
You know, you know what? I almost see the people almost saw me cuss just one time right there. 75.
Bishop, I wasn't trying to call you old.
I felt like you was trying to go. You said 67, 65. You know, you almost tried to call. The people know you called me old. I know what you did.
Bishop, my mom was born in 63, something like that. She 50 something.
Okay, all right.
So here's what I'm saying, Bishop. I'm an educated black man who went to college and have a degree. You're an educated black man that went to college and have a degree.
Absolutely.
Some things is not rocket science. When you are doing business, especially on this magnitude, you want quality. See, quality is always better than quantity. Because again, if we're supposed to be using a ARC system, which is something that somebody then Jimmy rigged and somebody nigger rigged it up together, then put some things together and charge it. Pause. Bishop, have you ever had to pay to go into General Assembly?
No, not before. No.
So Bishop Shear's friend, Alexander Enterprise, who is also friends with Bishop Thurston, is out here charging folks $25 to go to General Assembly.
Yes.
$22.50.
$20 is what the chairman is charging. $5.95 is what the company is charging for access.
And then $22.50 to vote.
Yes.
So Bishop Shear's friend, Bishop Thurston's friend, Bishop Lyle's friend, then nigger rigged this whole system up. And we trying to figure out where all this money went to. I'm trying to go where the money resides.
You know what I don't understand? I don't know how American Idol can do it with 100 million people voting, and we can't get it done with 7,000 people voting in like one day, in like a couple minutes. Like, you know, I mean, it's very odd, very strange. You know, there are all kinds of polling and voting apps and software that can easily be done. Why they did not get an outside, independent, one of these companies that could have easily done this.
I mean, clearly we got the money.
Yeah, they got the money. I mean, I don't understand this.
We could have got some money out one of them accounts that they talking about Bishop Lyle's got. We could have just seriously. Now I'm not saying Bishop Lyles do got this. I'm being funny when I say that.
But in all sincerity though, DeMario, for real though, at this stage in the game, I would say to the people who are voting, they need to consider all the things that we're talking about. They already know is wrong. You should consider that when you vote, because anybody who's supporting the wrong need not be elected, period. That's just the way I feel about it. I mean, unfortunately, DeMario, they only allowed 14 men to run for 12 seats, period. So it doesn't matter what anybody does, you only got 14 men running for 12 seats. Only 2 people going home. So you couldn't get rid of more than 2 current general board members anyway, because only 2 people going home. That's just the bottom line to it. There are only 2 people going home. Is it wrong? Yes, because the people that they vetted in 2019 to run in 2020, they're not even letting all those people run.
And did you hear about they're not allowing the foreign bishops?
That's a decision by Chairman Thurston. If you don't like it, in 2020, I suggest you get another candidate that's not named Lemuel Thurston. I mean, because that's who made that decision.
Now I know. I think I heard 2 people was trying to run for the chairman.
Mm-hmm.
Bishop, did you throw your hat in there?
I'm not gonna announce tonight, but I'm saying I'm gonna fix my. They're gonna get me back in my system, but I am certainly considering running for the chairman.
Moses Tyson said he gonna run for the chairman.
Moses is also talking about running for the chairman of the general.
Bishop Thurston, I think you got to run for your money, sir. There's some people. Let me tell you something. There are people that see the problem and want to fix the problem.
Absolutely. I would not mind losing to Moses Tyson because he loves the church and he knows the Constitution. So anybody who loves the church, in my opinion, I'm just being very, very honest. One of the things, if I do run and I'm elected, is I intend to present to the General Assembly an amendment that says if you are elected chairman of the General Assembly and you are a bishop, you got to give up one. You can't do both. Because it's a conflict of interest. You cannot be a bishop and be the chairman at the same time because your interests are conflicted. It doesn't work.
Choose ye this day.
You got to do one or the other. I mean, there's so many things. If people don't like what's happening, you have. If you're a delegate, you have a vote. Do what you got to do to make the vote happen. If you don't like how this went, this ain't about the general board. This is about 2022 and getting rid of the chairman of the General Assembly. That's really the bottom line to it. You have to have somebody who knows the Constitution, respects leadership, but understands how the church operates. Bishop Houston knows, but that's the problem. You get these guys that get into position and power corrupts absolutely. That's what the saying is. People get this sense of power and they forget what it's all about. To me, the only person that needs to be the chairman, presiding bishop, general board member is somebody who wants to bring the church back to the church. Period.
And I'm gonna tell you like this. This is my setup. This is my setup. Because this person has done it in their own jurisdiction, in their own church, in their own city, and it's not just a churchman, but a businessman. Give it to Bishop Daniels. Yeah. Bishop Daniels has all of these things and is a spiritual person, regardless of what y'all may think about him. Bishop Daniels has schools, has businesses, don't ask the church for nothing, and is trying to incorporate that same model that he has done and worked out in his own town, in his own city, in his church. He wants to implement that within the national church.
Here's the thing, Demario. As you were talking, it just hit me. A lot of these guys are successful. Bishop Porter has a really nice campus, right? He's got a nice campus, several.
That's it.
He's got a nice campus. All these guys. But the question is, who can duplicate what they have done? I'm in the process right now of purchasing a 10-acre campus, right? I met with my team, some of my team, and I said to one or two of my team members, I said, my goal is to duplicate this.
Can you hire me, Bishop?
Huh?
Can you hire me?
I can. I can. Let's talk. You want to move?
Huh?
You want to move?
See, can I do a remote?
See, there you go. See, here we go.
You know what? I can travel. I can travel.
Y'all see it. Y'all see what he's doing, right?
I can travel. Listen here, I'm trying to go where the money resides.
See what I'm saying? But my goal, I've got people in Las Vegas right now. I just left Las Vegas. I've got people in Houston. I've got people in Dallas. I'm duplicating myself. You see what I'm saying? When you look for a leader, leaders to me are people who have leaders following them. That's the sign of a leader. Not just people following, but leaders following. Then they start to duplicate themselves. My criteria, the reason that I support and endorse Bishop Daniels for presiding bishop is really, really simple. I think he's duplicable. I think Bishop Daniels knows how to duplicate. I think he can show pastors, not just leaders, not just bishops, but just local pastors, how to build a school in your own community, how to do this how to build a seniors ministry, how someone who can take that and show the church how to duplicate that then helps the world. Because when you have multiple churches, when you have hundreds of churches doing what he's doing in Wisconsin, now the Church of God in Christ is once again affecting the world. But to just have somebody who just wants to lead and your idea, and it's not a bad idea, it's not that it's not needed, but come on, it's not big enough to have an idea to turn 55 acres into a rehab center. That's not an idea. That's a
that took me right there. That's
a local thought process.
That's storefront mentality.
That's not a global thought process. You tell me you want to turn 55 acres into a university, and that you're gonna bid out some developers that's gonna come in, and we're gonna have student housing, and we're gonna have apartments with retail, livable, walkable space, and we're gonna have a Whole Foods grocery store at that bad boy, and we're gonna have our own hotels, and we're gonna have this, and this, and that's gonna benefit. Now you got COGIC City. Tell me you want to build COGIC City, and I'll support you.
Well, I tell you what.
Watch this. Now wait till you hear somebody steal this, right? You'll know where it came from. Somebody start talking about building COGIC City. If Bishop Ellis in Detroit can build the city of David with a golf course and an amusement park, certainly the whole National Church of God in Christ ought to be able to do something with 55 acres besides a rehab center. You already had a school there. Why did you turn it into a day camp? Tell me you really got some real ideas about real development, that you've already talked to Hilton and that you've already talked to some other hotel developers around the country, around the world, who can come in, do some developments, that you're talking to Water Wonderland, some Rampage, some other. Tell me you're doing something more than a local church thought process. That's my problem.
So this is what I say. This is what I say to that. I think Bishop Daniels can do all of that.
Yes.
Because for the rest of this week, this is what I'm talking about right here.
Yeah.
I believe that Bishop Daniels has a model, has a blueprint of what he can duplicate in the national church.
Right.
And I believe that there is a team of people that can work with him. Because again, let's point out something. He's not just a millionaire. He's a multi-millionaire with franchises, businesses, ventures, and white folks up under him. See, you can't be no multi-millionaire with franchises and businesses and football and basketball companies and carrying on doing nigger stuff. I almost said something. Lord forgive me.
There you caught yourself though.
I almost said it.
Here's the one thing that Bishop Daniels is missing from me, and I think he'll eventually get it. Maybe he'll hear it tonight because they watch your show. Here's what I don't hear Bishop Daniels talking about. and that's a bank charter. I don't hear him talking about.
Oh no, it's in the works. You ain't heard it yet.
Right.
It's in the works.
That financial piece is almost as important as anything else. If he could partner and the Church of God in Christ can have its own. See, the reason that the Assembly of God can finance John Hannah a multi-million-dollar facility is because the Assembly of God has their own credit union financial charter. The Church of God in Christ doesn't have its own credit union, its own financial charter. Doesn't have
Check this out. Check this out. Check this out. Downtown Memphis. Downtown Memphis, where the Orpheum is, there was a bank called Tri-City. I think Bishop Porter used to bank there too. There was a bank called I think they closed down. Bishop Porter, you could have got there and been in the process to develop a bank for the church.
Could have bought that bank for probably a couple $1 million.
It could have been Mason's Credit Union or Church of God. No, some folks don't like have Church of God in Christ on their stuff. So
Bishop Winbush jurisdiction had a credit union. He started one while he was alive. They have a credit union.
What happened to it?
I think it's still operating, as far as I know. In Louisiana, as far as I know, it's still operating. Bishop Winbush was way ahead of his time. That's why I'm saying we have certain people who have it, but we don't have it nationally. That's why I have a problem with people saying how successful the past 13 years have been.
It has not been successful.
It hasn't been. Having all those connections, and we said, and this is where the rub comes with Bishop Daniels, is because that's what they said about Bishop Blake. He's a businessman. Of course, he's going to bring in this great idea. It never came to pass. And I'm a little bit concerned about that, with Bishop Daniels. I just think Bishop Daniels is a little bit of a different guy and, has a different ambition. Let's just say it like that. I think he has a different ambition. And so
I think Bishop Daniels.
Let me grab my chart.
I think Bishop Daniels. I ain't gonna hold you too long, Bishop. I think Bishop Daniels.
I just came in. So
I think Bishop Daniels is going to work the vision, bring back the church to the church, and I think if Bishop Sheard is the first assistant, he can learn all he can and duplicate what Bishop Daniels is doing so that he could be more qualified to be in that position. Because I believe Bishop Sheard will be an awesome presiding bishop, just not right now. Because as of right now, you have nothing to offer but halfway preaching and a bunch of dancing in the church. We're going to get some good singing now. We're going to get some good singing.
We're definitely going to get some good singing.
But we need to put this church back in a place where it is respected. COGIC is not, there's been too much damage that has been done. COGIC needs to be put back in a place where it is respected.
John,
and that the power of God actually comes and visits, and it just don't go by.
But can I say something tomorrow? I don't want to hear nobody using my slogan, bringing the church back to the church. That's my slogan now. I need them to not be stealing, because they're gonna steal that. But when you hear it, you know whose campaign that was. I'm announcing it. I'm telling you. We're gonna give the church back to the church. But you are absolutely right. That's what you're talking about is exactly what I'm talking about. We have to. COGIC has to come back to being COGIC. We've got to we have lost our anointing. I don't care what anybody says. We've lost that specialness. We've lost that power. We've lost that we have lost something in trying to become modernized. I don't care what anybody says. When you start to refer to our holy convocation as a convention, you have lost, you don't know what this church means. You don't know what we do. We did not aim, UNAC was a coming together and a training of our people who were in our auxiliaries. AIM was supposed to be the same thing. I don't care they changed the name, great. They changed the name. It's about training the leaders in our auxiliaries. And when was the last time you saw the Sunshine Band featured in a convocation? When's the last time you saw Period?
It's been a long time since the Sunshine Band has did anything, really.
You see what I'm saying? That yellow and white, that baby blue,
yellow and black.
Plan. You see what I'm saying? When these are the people, some people watching don't even know what we're talking about because they've never seen it. All they see are praise breaks, bow ties, and hooping.
And it's big like hats and rhinestones.
That's it. That's all that they see. I remember when people could walk by the convocation and be drunk and walk in sober because there was power there. It was not just a convention. It wasn't an event for people to go to, but it was the holy convocation where you might have had half as many people in prayer as at 6 a.m. in the morning as you had in service at 6 o'clock at night.
Mm-hmm.
We went there to convocate. That's what
it was a holy. Well,
I ain't say we did a whole lot of sinning too, but then we got there and got asked for forgiveness when we got to the altar. We knew we sinned. You see what I'm saying? They're not even afraid of sin right now. They don't care.
I mean, I've seen porn stars come. Now, let me tell you, I got one even better. I've seen porn stars. I know some of the call girls.
At the convocation.
At the convocation.
Working. They working. Right?
Working. I've seen some of the people in leadership. We was on the elevator together. I seen them before they got married to this particular person. They was on the elevator going to the other person's hotel room.
Mm-hmm.
We all went across the room from one another. All I heard that night, because we was over there laughing and joking and having fun and playing games and stuff that one night. And all I heard was, oh, yes. Oh, my God. Oh. Oh, yes, Lord. Thank
you. And then you saw it and said, missionary, you all right?
Listen, next thing I know, they got married the next year.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing, though, Jives. We've always had that. The problem was, back in the day, we ran to the altar that night, or we ran to the altar that morning in Sunday in morning manner. Now they come, they do it, and they post about it like ain't nothing wrong. We don't even fear seeing. They ingrained in us so bad, hell, that when we did it, we just didn't want to die that night and go to hell if we died. So we repented. That is not, I don't care what they say, John, that ain't in the church right now. It ain't in there. Let me see.
In regards to a credit union, there's a mega church in Dallas. Ain't that Bishop T.D. Jakes?
I don't think Jakes has a credit union, but there are several. Robert Morris has they got something out at Gateway. I know Ed Young's got something out at Fellowship. There are several churches. T.D. Jakes ain't even the biggest church in Dallas. So
ain't Celebration? No.
No. Actually, golly, there's a church in Plano that is the big. I think it's Willow Bend is the largest in Dallas. I think they're like 54,000 or something like that members. I think it's Willow Bend, Ed Young's got over 30,000. Robert Morris Gateway, they've got over 30,000, like 10 campuses.
Joel Osteen.
Joel is in Houston. But like I said, in Dallas, TD Jakes, he may just be in the top 10 of large churches, and because there's so many. I mean, Dallas that's nothing. What he's got is, I think he's down to one service now. He's got like 8 to 10,000 people that come on a regular basis. So he's not as big as he used to be. He's probably lost maybe 20,000. So that's Joel Osteen's sister, though. They used to have a large church in Dallas, and they lost their church.
Bishop Daniels does have a credit union.
Okay. I didn't know that he had. So those are the types of credentials that you need really to lead. You need two things. You need a heart of a servant. You got to know, I'm here to serve the church and not to dominate the church. That's number one. And number two, I think you need to be duplicable. I think you need to have proven that. The only thing I haven't heard is how many pastors in Bishop Daniels' jurisdiction has he helped to succeed? That would be a question. He never came on your show. He never came on the Heat. But that's a question I would have asked, which is, what have you done in your jurisdiction that we can see you've duplicated yourself? It's easy to be singularly successful. Bishop Hines hasn't duplicated himself. I don't know if Bishop Porter has duplicated himself. I don't know.
Well, he got a bunch of shut up, Mario.
Well, I don't know how well. I mean, Ron Zell, he could be. I don't know how well the guys that were with him, that were close to him, have done. So again, to me, from me talking about me, I've said I go in and I show my people, here's how we get a building. I go get the building with them. I show them how to write the contract. I show them how to find the financing. I give them the same programs, the same vision that we have in our church. I give it to them to duplicate it. You see what I'm saying? Everything that I have that's connected to the state in terms of youth and feeding programs and all these other things, I've actually given that to other bishops in the Church of God of Christ. How to connect with those feeding programs, who to talk to, who to make it happen. And now they've got food programs, food pantry programs in their church. That's duplicating yourself. And these are bishops in the Church of God of Christ who didn't know how to do it, but I gave them the information, walked them through the process. Of course, I would never take credit. They don't have to give me credit, but you still ought to be able to, leaders ought to be able to pour into people that they lead. If you can't do that, you don't need to be a superintendent. You don't need to be a bishop. You don't need to be nothing if you can't help a person do better. So that would be the questions that I would really want to know. You want to be presiding bishop. How duplicable are you? What have you done, Bishop Sheard? What have you done, Bishop Daniels? What have you done, Bishop Porter? That I can see at least 3 other pastors up under you who have succeeded, not on the evangelism circuit making money, but that their churches are duplicating what you're doing in your local church. That would be the things that are important to me, because that's the way I look at leadership. I've got very successful people that I consider mentors. One of which, Dr. R.A. Vernon out of Cleveland, Ohio. But he is duplicable. He's got sons, and those of us who he mentors around the country that duplicate it. I'm a part of a network with 300 mega pastors, including Robert Morris and Ed Young and a whole bunch of other white pastors. But these guys, every piece of software they have, I have access to. They spent tens of millions of dollars to develop stuff in their local church, comes to me for free. I have full access. You see what I'm saying? That's duplicate. So you've got 300 some odd churches that can duplicate anything that they do in a matter of seconds. Bible apps for my church, where it's got our logo on it, our name on it. All of those things easily duplicable. Those are the things that, to me, if you're going to be a leader, you've got to be that kind of innovator to say, here's what we do. Now let's mirror this across the country. If you like it, here it is. Get on and do it. And when you do that, I've literally seen Matthew Stevens is another one. Duplicate.
Exactly.
And it looks the same everywhere you go. And those
now, and here's the thing about it. COGIC laughed at him, but he took that momentum and he went home.
Yep.
And he took all the young people, almost all the young people.
Yep. With old school church.
With old school church.
Old
and
school
tight
tarrying
britches.
service. Yes. Tight britches and tarrying services.
Old school britches, tight clothes, tattoos. Yes. He said, y'all come on, y'all gonna get Jesus. Yes. And you can keep your tight britches on, your little pants, and you girls, you coming here with your little skirts on. I'm gonna give y'all Jesus. And what you do after that is on you.
And that's all he does. And that's all. John Adams the same way. That's all they do. They're gonna give you Jesus. They're gonna pray till prayer falls out your ears. And if you get to whatever sin you think you living in, if you get delivered, you got delivered because Jesus delivered you, not because I embarrassed you.
Not because I embarrassed you, right?
And that's a different kind of leadership. We used to not have to do all of that. Now we in our church we talked harsh back in the day. You know, it is what it is. But I don't believe that ever brought people to the altar. I think people came to the altar because of the message that they heard.
And they were scared.
And they were scared. They were scared to die and go to hell. I don't care what nobody said. We talked about hell more than we talked about Christmas trees. And now we talk more about Christmas trees than we do about hell. So you know what we're gonna do. But I honestly, Josh, I think Bishop Daniels has accomplished a lot, and for that reason, I support him being presiding bishop. But I would like to know who he can point to, how many people he can point to say, I've duplicated myself. I've shown them how to. That would be the one thing I'd want to see before Saturday. I mean, if he's got that, then hands down.
You know what? I think that'll be a question that I pose, probably to either tonight or in the morning.
Yeah.
How many people in Bishop Daniels' jurisdiction alone can say that they are emulating what he's done?
Right.
How many people has Bishop Daniels mentored, and they're moving towards the things that he's doing?
Right.
Now, I'm not saying you built a college and a school or something, but
you know what? I wouldn't even care if they were in his jurisdiction. If you came from up under him and you are in Pennsylvania somewhere,
I was just saying, like, as a start.
Yeah, but definitely in his jurisdiction. I mean, that I would want to know. Like, I think that's super important. Have any of these people, when you're talking about leading, what does it mean to you? Have you created something to where you have mentored people and they have become successful too? Because that's what the presiding bishop should be doing. You know, how successful is your jurisdiction? You know, you got some jurisdictions that, man, if their whole jurisdiction came together, they don't have 200 people in the whole jurisdiction. Do you got a plan for that? How many pastors have you helped actually found and start a church versus how many you've appointed to dead churches that you just put somebody in because somebody else died? You know what I'm saying? That's easy. That's easy to do. But what I want to know is how many people have you helped come from the ground up?
Right.
That I think super important.
Bishop, you got 2 minutes. You got 2 minutes, Bishop. Go ahead.
I'm out. I'm done. I'm just saying. I just think those things are important. I'm gonna be watching as I always am, but I'm just saying. I think those things are important. I mean, fiduciary responsibility jobs are super important, right? And I think we need to have somebody who has accountability. That will come with leadership. But I think two things: if people don't like what they see, change it. Vote, change it. And then number two, only vote for people that you believe can really lead the church to a new level without becoming a new church? Because that's the key. How do we get to a new level without becoming a new church? And I feel like we became a new church in the past few years that I don't currently recognize. So,
Yeah, I don't recognize this church.
Yeah, I mean, it ain't got nothing to do with whatever they're talking about. Unfortunately, they doing dirty politics and they using Bishop Carter or whoever. But when that's all said and done, I think people have to not vote. Bishop Porter said, vote popularity for the general board and vote leadership for the presiding bishop. He said that. He actually said it. I don't think.
But see, that lets you know what type of preacher he is.
Yeah, I don't think you should vote popularity at all. I don't care. The bottom line is, y'all, you got 14 people running for 12 seats. That's it. You just got to figure out which two you want to go home. When it comes to presiding bishop, figure out who can really remember the presiding bishop is the face of the church. Who do you want to represent the church and lead the church spiritually for the next 4 years? Who can do that? That's the only question. And, I honestly think it's the person of Bishop Daniels. That's my opinion. And I'm sticking to it.
I think tomorrow we're going to talk about sexual misconduct in the church. I actually had a conversation about this. But listen, you all, Bishop, thank you so much for coming on. Our Bishop show, the Heat Show, is tentatively coming on tomorrow night. Tomorrow night's Thursday at 7:38 Black folks time.
Black folks time. Color people.
And so y'all make sure y'all tune into the Heat Show. I may show up. Now, hopefully Bishop don't have it too late because last time I went to sleep.
I know he went to sleep, y'all. He went to sleep on my show. The third person to ever do it in history of the show. He went to sleep. And the bad part was not that you went to sleep. The bad part was that you snored while you were sleeping.
I was blowing.
That was the bad part, was that Giles was snoring on the show, y'all. So it wasn't that the show was boring. Giles was already asleep when you got there. He was But please join us, man. And of course, Giles is always welcome. He's with us quite often. And London may join us tomorrow. I don't know. Are y'all beefing? Never mind.
No.
Oh, okay. All right.
So listen, y'all, listen. If y'all have enjoyed the show, please click that like button. Make sure you share this video with somebody. Also, before you leave, you see that marquee that's ticking down there? Please hit that Cash App, support the show, support the show, support the show, support the show. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about the misconduct that's going on in the churches. We got some names and things, and we're going to be taking names. Huh?
Oh, Lord.
Yes, oh, Lord. Because we
got some names and things.
Yeah, we got names and things. And so we this next move we going to, we're going to cut this stuff out. Like, everybody going to have to be held accountable. So anyways, y'all, thank y'all for being here tonight. Appreciate you all. We're going to be back tomorrow. I'm going to have to probably come on early so I can go watch Bishop them. So anyways, love y'all. Appreciate it, Bishop. Thank you again for being on. We'll call you soon as I go.